Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining us on Kwara TV News tonight. Compliment of the season, Kwara TV comes to you live on Star Time, channel 113, Free TV channel 502. You can always watch us on Facebook and at our YouTube channel at Kwara TV. I am Zachariah Surakat. I will meet on the languages desk. Hello.
Labari ya gozan daga television kin kura na ce funya akwata ya kubona isagi zuman Kristi ga yakube shawan sallah Christmas Yesu Fatima Mohammed ga sun na labarin cire yayin
jẹ́ akin kò dédé àkókò yìí kíbi tí ẹ bá ti láyọ̀ láǹfààní àti máa wà fún tàṣálẹ̀ òní ẹ̀kọ́ ìròyìn lọ́pọ́n sọ̀kan láti lè ṣe ìmọ̀ràn ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara tó kalẹ̀ sí àpáta Yakuba nílùú Ìlọrin Hawa Dauda ní oníròyìn ẹ̀kọ́ ìkàlẹ̀.
And from the English desk, we will begin in the spirit of the Christmas season as Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak has felicitated the Christian faithfuls in the state on their Christmas festivities, prayed that the season brings joy, peace and God's abiding grace and guidance. Governor Abdurrazak, in his goodwill message, commended the Christian communities for their consistent support, understanding, solidarity and commitment to peaceful coexistence in the state. He called for continuous harmony, brotherhood and shared commitments to a safer and more prosperous Kwara state and Nigeria at large. The governor charged residents to remain vigilant, patriotic and supportive of government's efforts to, as security forces, work round the clock to sustain public safety in every part of the state. He wishes everyone a Merry Christmas and a more fulfilling New Year ahead. And from the President of the country, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reaffirmed his commitment to protecting Nigerians of all faiths and promoting peaceful coexistence across the country. Tinubu, his 2025 Christmas goodwill message said Christmas is a period for reflection on the birth of Jesus Christ and his message of peace, hope and goodwill to humanity. He extended Christmas greetings to Christians in Nigeria and around the world, thanking God for opportunity to serve as president and praying for peace in the country, particularly among people of different religious beliefs. He stressed that Nigerians of all backgrounds had the right to live, worship and pursue their aspirations in safety and dignity, adding that no one should be made to suffer for professing and practicing his faith. He reiterated his administration's commitment to safeguarding security, unity and stability of the nation, describing the commitment as a safeguard under God and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The President urged citizens to exercise patience and maintain discipline in the roads, wishing travelers safe journey and safe returns. Still on the Christmas season, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede, has felicitated Nigerians and members of the armed forces of Nigeria on the occasion of Christmas, calling for unity, peaceful coexistence and a renewed commitment to national progress. In a Christmas message issued on Wednesday, Oluyede said personnel welfare remains a priority for the armed forces leadership. He said efforts are ongoing to improve living and working conditions, healthcare and accommodation and allowances of personnel, as well as support for families of the deceased personnel. The CDS said tribute to frontline troops deployed across various theaters of operation, commending their courage, discipline and professionalism during the festive season. He said the nation owes them gratitude for their sacrifices in the defense of Nigeria. The CDS appreciated Nigerians for what he described as their resilience, patriotism and support to the armed forces despite the security challenges confronting the country. Oluyede added that cooperation between the military and the public remains crucial to achieving sustainable peace and security. Back to Kwara State, the Kwara State Police Command has announced comprehensive security arrangements across the state ahead of Christmas and New Year celebration. In a press release, the Commissioner of Police Kwara State, CP Adekimiojo, says the command has activated robust statewide security measures to ensure the safety of lives and properties during the Yuletide season. The deployment is in line with the nationwide security architecture of the Nigerian Police Force, as directed by the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun. Visibility policing, intelligence-led patrols and targeted operations have been intensified across places of worship, markets, recreational centers, event venues, motor parks, highways, and other public spaces. The command added that tactical and specialized units are on heightened alert, with continuous surveillance and raids ongoing in identified black spots and flashpoints across the state. Officers and duties have been directed to remain professional, firm, and cautious in the discharge of their responsibility. The Kwara State Police Command issued residents of its commitment to maintain peace and security before, after CPID Kyojo has also extended its warm Christmas and New Year greetings to the people of the state everywhere in peace and unity. Residents are encouraged to remain vigilant against any suspicious activity in the nearest police station. And from the state's House of Assembly, Kwara State 2026 budget proposal has come to the second reading. Kwara State House of Assembly forward the bill by the state lawmakers the sum of 644 billion naira, 4,816,893 were on Monday presented by the state's
Kwara State House of Assembly has continued deliberations on the 2026 budget proposal, with lawmakers commending Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak for his people-centered approach. During plenary, Mogadi Oba Abdulkadri, representing Ilorin West State constituency, applauded the recent approval of the teachers' salary allowance and sustained investment in health and education infrastructure, saying the policies reflect the governor's commitment to fulfilling his campaign promises.
Start the budget of consolidation and sustained growth in the total sum of 644 billion 4,816,893 naira 0 kobo. We targeted on completing ongoing projects and investing in areas of urgent needs.
Speaking also, Rukayat Shitu, representing Owode Onire constituency, commended increased allocations to the Ministry of Environment, noting that funds for waste evacuation trucks, sanitation equipment, public toilets, tree planting, and flood control will improve public health and environmental sustainability.
To begin with, the proposed provision of 20 million naira for the purchase of motorcycles and tricycles is commendable, as this will significantly enhance street mobility for environmental officers, improve routine monitoring, and ensure rapid response to sanitation, inspection, and enforcement needs, especially in hard-to-reach communities.
Seidu Baba of Edo State constituency emphasized the budget's focus on capital expenditure, pointing out that nearly 65% of the total proposal is devoted to developmental projects, underlying the administration's commitment to economic growth across urban and rural communities. After the debate, Speaker Yakubu Danlad Saliu directed the clerk to read the bill for the second time.
A bill to make 2026 appropriation for the year ending 34th day of December 2026 second reading course.
Busayo Aweda, Kwara TV News.
On security matters, residents of the Bayaganli community in the Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State were thrown into frenzy of joy and happiness following the release of their traditional ruler, Oba Kamilu Salami, the Ojibara, who was abducted 25 days ago by bandits. It will be called that the monarch, was abducted on his farm on a fateful Saturday morning. The palace surge hinted at a reported bombardment of jubilant residents who crowded to catch a glimpse of their monarch. Spokesperson of the community, Ayilara Lawal, confirmed the development in a telephone chat with newsmen on Wednesday. Ayila said the monarch was released after a high amount of money was paid in 2 installments to the bandits. He revealed that only the community raised the amount demanded by the bandits before the release of the monarch. Ayila, who expressed confidence that the bandits won't strike again in the community, said more vigilantes and hunters have been recruited to keep watch over the community. He also believed that with the development of residents who fled, the community would start returning, adding that the monarch was brought to Ilorin today for urgent medical attention. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has charged the former Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, with money laundering, concealment, and the unlawful acquisition of proceeds of illegal activities. Charges were filed at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Malami, who served as AGF through former President Muhammadu Buhari's 8-year administration, will be tried alongside an employee of the Rahamaiya Properties Limited, Bashir Asabe, and his son Abubakar Malami. The two are listed as the first, second, and third defendants in the case. The FCC brought 16 counts against the defendants, accusing them of engaging in multiple transactions between 2015 and 2025, intending to conceal the unlawful origin of billions of naira through bank accounts and property acquisitions across Abuja, Kano, and Kebbi. The FCC alleged that Malami, his son, and Mrs. Asabe conspired to disguise the origin of the funds, acquired properties indirectly, and retained sums they allegedly knew were proceeds of unlawful activities in violation of the Money Laundering Prohibition and Prevention Act of 2011 as amended and the 2022. The anti-graft agency stated that between November 2015 and January 2016, the duo concealed 120 million naira used to purchase number 27 EFAB Estate, Gwarimpa, Abuja. Finally, in Court 16, the EFCC alleged that between October 2018 and December 2021, Mr. Malami concealed 415 million naira used to acquire several properties in Abuja, Kebbi, and Kano. However, in a statement issued by his media aide, Muhammad Doka, and shared on his Facebook page, the former minister said EFCC operatives carried out coordinated raids on 17th December, allegedly without prior notice. Thank you for staying with us on Kwara TV News tonight. We'll now go on a short break, and when we return, Kwara TV News continues. Please stay with us.
No put your ears, make we talk. Shout my teeth fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? For zero cavities and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, it's your time to brush. Mama and Papa buy up, use up, and shine your smile. No more cover mouth. Because with Colgate, start to do your with your smile.
Beautiful, it's your name. Wonderful is what you are to me. Eba mi kira fuma mami, orisha go say like.
Every mom, a treasure beyond measure. 3 Crowns Milk, healthy moms, happy families.
Thank you for staying with us on Kwara TV News tonight. Moving on to Jigawa State. The Jigawa State House of Assembly has passed a 2026 appropriation bill of 901.84 billion naira for the services of the state government with amendments. Report says that the passage of the bill followed the adoption of the reports of the House of Standing Committee on Appropriation at plenary, presided over by the Speaker Haruna Aliyu in Dutse. Presenting the report, the chairman of the committee, Ibrahim Hamza, said the House Standing Committee had earlier engaged all ministries, departments and agencies on assessment and defense of their respective budget estimates. Hamza said the committee was satisfied with the allocation made for the provision of infrastructure and social amenities to the people in 2026 fiscal year. The report added that the Assembly also passed 288.848 billion naira for the services of the 27 local government councils of the state. Hamza called on the Ministry for Local Government to ensure that the chairmen of the councils adhere to the implementation of their respective budgets for the well-being of the rural populace. It will be recalled that Governor Umar Namadi had on November 25 presented a budget of 901.84 billion naira to the Assembly for consideration and approval. And now to Adamawa State. Adamawa State Governor Ahmadu Fintiri has granted pardon to Sunday Jackson, who was previously sentenced to death, along with 2 other inmates. The Chief Press Secretary to the governor, Humwashi Wonoshikau, disclosed this in a statement issued in Yola. Wonoshikau said the gesture was part of activities marking the Christmas and New Year celebration. He said those granted pardon include Sunday Jackson of Kuje Medium Security Custodial Center, Joseph Ujen of Medium Security Custodial Center, Yola, and Maxwell Ibrahim of the Medium Security Custodial Center, Kaduna. He added that the governor also approved the full remission of the remaining sentences of 5 years for other inmates. The beneficiaries are Joshua James Audu, Adamu Ibrahim, Muhammad Abubakar, Ibrahim Usman, and Saidu Abubakar. They are currently serving their various jail terms at the Medium Security Custodial Centers, Numan and Jeddah. The statement noted that Fintiri's decision followed the inmates demonstrated improvement in behavior and conduct while in custody. And now to Oyo State. Oyo State Police Command has arraigned one Ali Muhammad for allegedly defrauding the son of Ogbomosho, Oba Gandhi Olaoye, of 39,500 on the pretext of selling him a car purportedly on auction by the Nigerian Customs Service NCS. Muhammad, 45, was arraigned at a magistrate court in Ogbomosho on December 23rd on 4-count charges bordering on defrauding the first-class monarch. The suspect presented himself at the NCS comptroller in Oyo State with a promise to auction a car to the monarch. The act was described as impersonation, contrary to and punishable under Section 484 of the Criminal Code, Cap 38, Volume 2, Laws of Oyo State of Nigeria 2000. Muhammad pleaded not guilty to the charges. He was therefore granted bail in the sum of 5 million, with 2 sureties living within the court's jurisdiction. The court subsequently adjourned the hearing to January 28, 2026. And now on market issues, prices of soap condiments have continued to skyrocket due to festivity. Kwara State News visited Mandate Market at Dewole Ilorin for an update. Abdulateef Owolewa filed in this report, and the report is presented from our studios.
Speaking with Kwara TV News, Public Relations Officer, Tomatoes Dealers Association, Nuruddin Ragi, disclosed that a big basket of tomatoes sold for 35,000 naira before is now sold for 45,000 naira, while small basket sold for 2,000 naira is now 3,000 naira. Ragi explained that the increase in the prices of pepper, tomatoes and onions resulted from hike in transport fare.
The increase of the price is not because of Christmas. It's not bother about the Christmas. The more problem I have is because of truck.
He added that most of drivers of trucks have gone for Christmas break, stressed that the remaining drivers are charging high costs due to scarcity of trucks. He urged government to assist farmers to make the farm product easily transported.
About insecurity, please, when they try to offer us on that. Secondly, about the fuel. That's my advice to government.
Other sellers who spoke with Kwara TV News attributed the hike in prices of soup condiments to festivity.
Today, ara ní 15, kọ́ ara 20, ara 18 kọ́dún tó dé, but láti jẹta ara 26, ara 30 lé ní 30, 32 bọ́n ṣe tánù. Wọ́n ní ọdún Christmas náà ni. But kò wọ́n tó báyìí.
Nǹkan tó jí wọn ni pé owó mọ́tò wọn, gbogbo àwọn mọ́tò fẹ́ padà sí company. Ọkọ̀ tí wọ́n ń gbà níbi 300, wọ́n ń gbà 700,000.
It's not the people travel, but there's no money in circulation. There's no money in circulation. So these are the major problems we are facing in this country. I've seen the situation of everywhere.
Some of the buyers who spoke with Kwara TV News appealed to government and all relevant agencies to find lasting solution to unregulated price hike in the country. They stressed that at every festive period, traders always take advantage of that to exploit buyers unduly.
You know that everything is not government, but we individual, you say no government or government. We say we are the government, but we have to consider ourselves.
Government are in this position to assist the masses. The masses are dying because even the people and salary owners, their money is limited. So likewise, and if they are not in money, how do we get money with that we are selling?
Wọlé ìbọ̀ wọn ò dínwó rẹ̀, wọn ò jábọ̀ rẹ̀ fún wa, so wọ́n láwọn ń ta ọjọ́ ọdún. Mọ́tò gan wà nílẹ̀ tó yẹ pé èèyàn atásì wà lórí ẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n tó wọn ò dínwó rẹ̀ fún wa. Àwa náà sì wò pọ́dún.
Thank you for staying with us on Kwara TV News tonight. It is time to go on another short commercial break. When we return, Kwara TV News continues. Please stay with us.
Every move you make this festive season radiate with joy. Glow Unlimited.
Thank you for staying with us on Kwara TV News tonight. Moving on to fiscal issues. The chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policies and Tax Reforms Committee, Taiwo Oyedele, has called for restraints over claims of alterations to Nigeria's tax laws, urging Nigerians to allow lawmakers to complete their investigation before drawing conclusions. Oyedele made the call on Wednesday while speaking amid growing controversy over alleged changes to sections of the tax legislation. He said speculation based on unverified claims was unhelpful, stressing that the National Assembly was best placed to determine whether any alteration were made and whether such changes were substantial. He cautioned against the public debate over documents whose origin remains unclear, noting that some of the circulating claims could not be properly traced, addressing allegations that tax officials had been granted new powers to arrest citizens through law enforcement agencies. Oyedele said such powers were not new and already existing under the current laws. And now to Kwara TV Sports Desk. The Super Eagles of Nigeria yesterday night, December 23, 2025, won their first opening match of AFCON 2025, defeated Tanzania with 2-1. Kwara TV News spoke with some football fans in Ilorin who expressed their joy over the victorious performance of the Super Eagles. Staff reporter Abdulatif Ahmed has more.
Nigeria began their 2025 African Cup of Nations with a 2-1 victory over Tanzania at Vest Stadium in Vest, Morocco on Tuesday, December 23, 2025. The match kick-off at exactly 6:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Semi Ajayi handed Nigeria the lead in the 36th minute with a towering header from Alex Iwobi's cross. Nigeria nearly began the second half with a fantastic finish from Victor Osimhen, but was ruled offside. Tanzania scored in the 50th minute to level the score 1-1. However, the Super Eagles restored their lead just 2 minutes after with a spectacular strike from Ademola Lookman. Some football lovers who spoke to Kwara TV News in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, expressed their joy and excitement of the good performance of the Super Eagles.
It's fantastic. We are not disappointed. And really, we enjoyed how our boys played yesterday. They played very well. So I think it's a very good one. 2 goals, the build up to the 2 goals are very, very good. Very, very good. Both our goal and the Tanzania goal, all the goals are well composed. They are good goals.
We have a match, so it's a fantastic match. Which our player they are trying just to put more efforts, because there will be a small mistake.
With the kind of performance they have showcased yesterday, so it shows that they are ready for the business. So and the performance was okay. So if they should maintain it like that, I think they should be able to win the cup.
Nigeria will look to maintain their spot at the top of Group C when the Super Eagles face Tunisia on Saturday, 27th December 2025. Abdulatif Ahmed, Kwara TV News.
And now finally, from the eastern part of Europe, 2 police officers have been killed in an explosion in Moscow. Their death comes 2 days after a bomb killed a top general in the same area of the Russian capital. A 3rd person also died in Wednesday's explosion. A spokesperson for Russia's investigative committee said 2 traffic police officers were approaching a suspicious individual when the explosion occurred. Local residents told newsmen that they heard a loud bang outside and that the street was soon blocked by police. Early on Monday, Lieutenant General Fanil Sasarov, the head of Operational Training Directorate of the Russian Armed Forces General Staff, was killed nearby when a bomb detonated beneath his car. Investigation revealed that Ukraine may be behind the attack, which was the 3rd such killings of a senior military officer in just 1 year. With the report from Russia concludes our package of Kwara TV News from the English text. Moving on to the languages where Fatima is waiting. Fatima?
Wait, Kayode. Labari ló sọ ni. gwamna kin Kwara Abdurrahman Abdulrazak la emisa ya Christmas lo baigi zuma Christian nan ba le su sokwe lokacin nan wala en gbafa to nimma biya ne gwamna Abdulrazak ne ya labarin managi nan latin ya naba gabo jin gawa ma ya yi zuma Christi be zuma to ayin to edufe lafiya wa ni ya kin Kwara ne cewa na a felu gande be edufe lafiya ne na ha shiga gwamna keji wa biya na ga kelitwa lafiya ne amma cha tu kokarin ya gwamnati so zuma be kokarin da waje ya kayan ito ya gwa kan yan right to dukiya yan zan giji kusu hagun ne kin Kwara ne ce mane gan be lokacin ya Christmas no to ya to ya wuro na ebine doka jugala giyan kin Kwara gala to lanya ke shi ya gumiani be kendo agan eza to eza na ajin egwa kan lokacin ya sana ya Christmas to ya wuro ne baba ina da igwa tati ana ngabo commissioner yin doka jugala gi kin Kwara habe kimi ojo ga kokari to na ajinde ya igwa kan ya rai to dukiya yan zaman gije lokacin ya sanla no to de ne ngabo agan yi bi chikpe na ibe mi latu yan uja yan sayan doka ji kin Nigeria Kayode egbe to kun ne agan etare egitwaje lo baba na ji eyin adinija na zukoji filiba efejiku to mato tajo to de ne nde de ba filindo chiji ko kaji chiga na ala ja koli ya izaiji ga a lozumo so de je po be filafia to yegwa kan kafisan la no chutuna lokaci win to nga kiya gogan zo ne ngabo amawa be za hangi to de na aga le sansan ndondo ye zankwa na goya ne a sadan emi doka na ga so ba ne lissafi ewo na igan budget na yankin kwayan eya ndoshi nga da gbigba yan zubaci gogan kata majalisa yankin Kwara kwanin zuma na shawara ya ciji lucin da ne lissafi ewo na nga gwamna Abdurrahman Abdulrazak la tagwada ifo yan atinin na gogan da ne na ala egwadun ne iglabari Busayo Aweda ndan filin chona ngawe yake shawara ya chire aya edufe amelo etunti ni en lissafi nchiwani aji gama ya gwamna Abdurrahman Abdulrazak ni ni edufe nchon ngabo oba magaji oba Abdulkadir neje kosuya ilozuna ngaga be kendo ala iwadan ewo ko bagi ya manyan makanta jine gambe kan lafiya to yan ilimi to de to etun kongilando chiji na yeji fi account chijo na ngan na shishe alikole na gwamna ji lokacin yan ilopo na ni mi ba to fibo anola Fatima Lawa na ji ekosun ilo ilaji na nga cheje bayani ya eto kongila na je a lokusu agun ni ya kin abun to de na be to eko ya ejivo a giji na gande be to shirin do chiji na ya na yala engichi dokun de dobo acha ko ya fi ekaya emotion na ni me za so ruka ya shitu na eje ko suya owo de oni na gan je ko jinga ma bikin da ayi una alo ikami su ne laye da bazuta ni ne yake na abun nan so de biene to enga yindo chi na je a ce la ku e ba ji ne gambe to indo je a ce zo to chigbaje ni ne yakin Kwara ne a cikeje ga atagwago bikin da de ni ne ni safi wo nchon aje ikwaso to shingwa ya inzagiji ne gande be to elu ndo chijo to de ne zumunci nga daga ciyan kata majalisa Yakubu Danladi Saluje rutukaci na agba takalanci ya zubaci ne na mai bikin do a je tattare a cilla ego to de don ne ezayan ejinaje igan bayaganle nimiyan ikagun tete gian ifelodun nimiyan kinkwa one agala nima tulania be kendo to de etu ejun chine igan ọba Kamilu Salami Ogibara na ayila de egun eto anigbiana nga afode chidajin ejigande be lafiya yan igapa etunchi nga ayila nimiyan latubo lokacin na unce lotuna nimiyan ifoyan asibi nina egun eto anibe gba nina agan zange de a se dandan yidan ni fada yan etunchi to de ne gagaci yan ejunchi ayinla lawa ce ba zabe gi labari shi ne nga ya gaskiya ke etunchi mun da shi ne anine a cigan kafi a ci ayina ewo de bila de diyewa nga ala ya zanchi yo to de bi ezo ne amma gba nina nga bo akan ade embotu gan zanchi la de unchi to ade kafa na lo ejunchi to de gba na ebo na anda cheju kwa ni to vigilante na ya che pa ejun chine amagba ni ahetun chiga kan alabe ejun loro ya yedan ewo na eku ekanaji elalu enejine nga kan ki aye lomo ni miyan zuko to de gba ni nomo eku ebo lokaci yan sanlo to de na dandana iglabari neji lazan lo zuko yan mandate na chief yan adewole ejine iloro na ngabo awuya ke ganin ce ba sabe gi labari jine zanna yi gagaci yan zinugun zanna je kun ya kayan timoti na nudin ragi latulagan kansa nchiko yan timoti na a ce kun ewo shitun guba diji kashi be gutun le ne nga kun shitun guba ha tu jika shi be gutun gba ne kansa tete ngina ce kun jika go le ne unchi da jika go gba ne ragi je bayani le gana golomo nye aka na jito timati gane bi lubasa be ne nga yebo ewo moto na ke abe ne unchi gaga to za na je pa ma to unchi ko ne na je a da ifa nya sanla ni ne de gina je mo de gba ni na aga je la ewo de tan pe ka na je a je la ne ze je kun timati na je baza pe gi labari je to de ne ake gaga ebo to sanla na da fili ne nga yana ke golomu be ne za na je ce shi aka lokacin shi ne atawa la lidan gwamnati to za na je yegun to ne na awaye ti da na kandondo zando dajin kun enu bune ebo na agan lokacin ji san laga danbo ngabo zangije aji a ce je la afani lokacin ce lati bi na ku zangije ce bi ewoyan engichi jone labari be lo zo ni won agwa abuga ma labari kan be yi mi suyan iyage ngo to gbani awa dauda
pati iṣẹ́ ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ rẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹ máa bá wa kà lọ. Ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ti tẹ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ mọ́ ìfarajìn rẹ̀ sídìí ìdáàbòbò ìgbàgbọ́ àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà àti pàápàá ìgbàgbọ́ ìbágbépọ̀ alálàáfíà jákèjádò orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Tinubu nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ìwúrí ìkíni rẹ̀ fún pọ̀pọ̀ ṣíṣe ọdún Kérésìmesì tọdún 2025 jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ wípé ayẹyẹ ọdún Kérésì ló jẹ́ àkókò àti ṣe ìrántí bí Jésù Kristi àti ṣe ìfọkànbalẹ̀ ìrètí ìwúrí sáwọn ọmọ ènìyàn. Ó náwó ìkíni kú ọdún rẹ̀ sáwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn Kristẹni nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà àti káàkiri àgbáláyé tó sì dúpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run ọba bákan náà fún àǹfààní tó rí gbà láti dìbò wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ó gbàdúrà fún ìfọkànbalẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà pàápàá jùlọ láàrin àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn ìgbàgbọ́ lọ́lọ́kanòjọ̀kan gbogbo. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ó tẹnpẹlẹ mọ́ pé àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà ibikíbi tí kò bá wù kí wọ́n ti bí kó àwọn ló ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti gbáyé jọ́sìn àti pàápàá lé ohun tó bá wù wọ́n nínú ààbò àti iyì, pẹ̀lú àfikún pé kò yẹ kí ẹnikẹ́ni ó jẹ̀yà látàrí pé ó ń ṣe ohun tó gbàgbọ́ nínú rẹ̀. Ó ṣàtẹnumọ́ ìfarajìn ìṣèjọba rẹ̀ sídìí ààbò ìṣọ̀kan tó ṣàpèjúwe ìfarajìn ọ̀hún gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìjáfáfá lábẹ́ Ọlọ́run àti pàápàá òfin ilẹ̀ olómìnira Nàìjíríà. ààrẹ wa rọ àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí láti máa ní sùúrù kí wọ́n sì máa rọra tẹ̀ jẹ́jẹ́ lákòókò pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọdún bákan náà tó sì gbàdúrà fún àlàáfíà tó ń ti ìṣọ̀kan orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara Abdulrahman Abdulrazak bákan náà ti dáwọ́ dùnú pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn Kristẹni ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí lórí ayẹyẹ pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọdún pẹ̀lú bó ti gbàdúrà pé kí àkókò náà mú ìfẹ́ àlàáfíà àti ìbágbépọ̀ tó rọrùn túbọ̀ jọba ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Abdulrazak nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ìwúrí rẹ̀ bákan náà wá gbóṣùbà sàdánkátà fágbègbè ọmọlẹ́yìn Kristẹni fún àtìlẹ́yìn aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ ìgbọ̀rẹ̀niyé tó ń ti ìṣọ̀kan àti ìfarajìn sí di ìbágbépọ̀ alálàáfíà tó ṣòdo sí ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Bákan náà ó pè fún àjùmọ̀ṣepọ̀ alálàáfíà ìjẹ́ ọmọ ìyá kan náà àti pàápàá ìfarajìn sídìí àti sọ ìpínlẹ̀ di ìpínlẹ̀ ọlọ́rọ̀ ju tàtẹ̀yìnwá lọ àti orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà lápapọ̀. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ gómìnà rọ àwọn olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ yìí láti máa wà lójúlá lákànfí sọ́rí ńgbà gbogbo àti pàápàá kí wọ́n jẹ́ olólùfẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè kí wọ́n sì tẹpá mọ́ ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ akitiyan wọn pẹ̀lú ìjọba pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ àmúdájú pé àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò gbogbo ni wọ́n ti jọ̀wọ́ wọn sáwọn ààyè kọ̀ọ̀kan lójúnà àti rí wípé ààbò tó péye wà fún wọn lákòókò pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọdún. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ gómìnà wa kí àwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn Kristẹni jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ yìí pé ọdún ayọ̀ ní a ó ṣe o àti pàápàá wọn kò ojúlọ́nà ọdún 2026 tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà. Ó ní ọdún ọ̀hún yóò ṣàn tẹ̀bí tará àti gbogbo ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ yìí tó àti àìkú baálẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀. Ọ̀gá àgbà àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò ilẹ̀ wa ọ̀gágun Olúfẹ́mi Olúyẹ̀dé ti bá àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà yọ̀ àti àwọn ọmọ àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ ológun lórí ayẹyẹ pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọdún tó sì pè fún ìṣọ̀kan ìbágbépọ̀ alálàáfíà àti pàápàá àyípadà ìfarajìn tí ìlọsíwájú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lápapọ̀. Olúyẹ̀dé ló léde ọ̀rọ̀ náà nínú àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ tó fi síta níbi tó ti sọ di mímọ̀ wípé ìgbáyégbádùn àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ ológun ló mú lọ́kàn àyà ìṣèdarí àjọ ológun ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. Ó sọ di mímọ̀ wípé akitiyan ṣì ń tẹ̀síwájú lójúnà àti mú ìrúgó gọ́gọ́ bá ìṣiṣẹ́ àti ìgbé ayé àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ ọ̀hún pàápàá jùlọ lágbọn ètò ìlera ibùgbé owó àjẹmọ́nú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tó fi mọ́ ìpèsè ìrànwọ́ fáwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ ọ̀hún tó ti filẹ̀ ṣaṣọ̀bùra. Bákan náà ló sọ̀rọ̀ ìmọrírì òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ ológun tí wọ́n léde ní gbogbo ààyè tí wọ́n jù wọ́n sí pàápàá jùlọ lákòókò tí wọ́n ṣe pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọdún Kérésìmesì. Ó ṣàfikún ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ wípé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ló jẹ́ wọ́n ní ọpẹ́ látàrí ìrúbọ tí wọ́n ṣe láti fi máa dáàbò bo orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ńgbà gbogbo. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ Olúyẹ̀dé tún dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà lórí ohun tó ṣàpèjúwe gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìjẹ́ olótìtọ́ olùfarajìn tí wọ́n jẹ́ àti pàápàá ìrànwọ́ tí wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú àjọ ológun bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ń la àlàkọjá àìrájájá ààbò. Ó ṣàfikún ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ wípé ìtẹ̀síwájú ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àjọ ológun àti àwọn ọmọ ènìyàn orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ló jẹ́ ọ̀pákùtẹ̀lẹ̀ sídìí àlàáfíà tó ń ti ààbò nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. Àjọ ọlọ́pàá ìpínlẹ̀ yìí kéde wípé gbogbo ètò ló ti wà ní sẹpẹ́ àti pàápàá ààbò tó péye ló ti wà kárí gbogbo tìbútòrò ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ 16 tó sòdò sí ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ṣáájú ayẹyẹ pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọdún Kérésì àti lẹ́yìn ọdún. Àtẹ̀jáde gbàtọwọ́ kọmíṣánná àjọ ọlọ́pàá nípínlẹ̀ yìí Adékìmí Òjó sọ wípé àjọ ọ̀hún ti ṣàgbékalẹ̀ ààbò tó gbópọn ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí lójúnà àti rí dájú pé ààbò tó péye wà fún ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá àwọn ènìyàn lákòókò pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọdún. Àmúdájú ààbò yìí ló wà ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú ìlànà ààbò àpapọ̀ ti orílẹ̀-èdè yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí àṣẹ látọwọ́ ọ̀gá àgbà pátápátá lájọ agbófinró ilẹ̀ wa yìí ní Káyọ̀dé Ẹgbẹ́tókun. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ àtẹ̀jáde ọ̀hún sọ wípé ó ti jọ̀wọ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ ọ̀hún jákèjádò àwọn ààyè ìjọsìn ààyè ìgbafẹ́ ibùdókọ̀ òpópónà ńlá àti pàápàá àwọn àyè mìíràn tí ọ̀gọ̀rọ̀ ènìyàn sábà máa pọ̀ sí. Ó wá gba àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ ọlọ́pàá níyànjú láti máa tẹ̀síwájú àti pàápàá kan máa jẹ́ àkọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ nídìí iṣẹ́ wọn nígbà gbogbo. Àjọ ọlọ́pàá ìpínlẹ̀ yìí bákan náà tún mú dájú fáwọn olùgbé ìfarajìn rẹ̀ láti tẹ̀síwájú ìpèsè àlàáfíà tó ń ti ààbò tó péye ṣáájú, lákòókò àti lẹ́yìn ọdún. Bákan náà ni ó fi ìkíni rẹ̀ ránṣẹ́ sáwọn ènìyàn ìpínlẹ̀ yìí pẹ̀lú àfikún ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú wípé kí wọ́n ṣọdún nínú àlàáfíà tó ń ti ìṣọ̀kan. Ó wá rọ àwọn olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ìpè kí wọ́n má ṣe kọ̀ láti máa wà lójúlá lákàn fi ṣọ́rí ńgbà gbogbo àti pàápàá kí wọ́n fi ẹ̀sùn ẹnikẹ́ni tí wọ́n bá fura sí sùn àjọ ọlọ́pàá tàbí àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò gbogbo tó súnmọ́ wọn. Àbá ìṣúná ọdún 2026 ti ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ló ti rí kíkà fún ìgbà kejì báyìí níwájú ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ yìí látẹ̀lé ìdúnàdúrà látẹnu àwọn aṣòfin. Owó tí iye rẹ̀ tó ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà òjìlélẹ́gbẹ̀ta bílíọ̀nù náírà, mílíọ̀nù 4 àti ẹ̀sún díẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti tẹ̀ ṣáájú ni wọ́n ti gbé síwájú ilé lọ́jọ́ Ajé látọwọ́ gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ní Abdulrahman Abdulrazak fún ìbuwọ́lù ilé aṣòfin. Aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí nílé aṣòfin Bùsáyọ̀ Àwẹ̀dá jábọ̀ wípé ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìdúnàdúrà lórí ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ yìí pẹ̀lú bí àwọn ọmọ aṣòfin ti ṣe gbóṣùbà sàdánkátà fún gómìnà Abdulrahman Abdulrazak èyí tí ìgbà ìgbádùn àwọn ènìyàn ìpínlẹ̀ yìí mú lọ́kàn àyà rẹ̀. Lákòókò ìjókòólé ọ̀hún ni Mọ́gàjí Ọba Abdulkadir tó jẹ́ aṣòfin tó ń ṣojú ẹkùn ìwọ̀ oòrùn ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ti kan sára lórí bíbuwọ́lù owó àjẹmọ́nú àwọn olùkọ́ ìpínlẹ̀ yìí, ìṣàmúlò ìdókòwò pàápàá jùlọ lágbọn ètò ìlera, àkànṣe iṣẹ́ ètò ẹ̀kọ́. Èyí tó sọ wípé àlàálẹ̀ ló ṣàfihàn ìfarajìn ìṣèjọba gómìnà tó fi ṣe àmúṣe àwọn ìlérí tó ṣe lákòókò ètò ìpolongo ìdìbò. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ní ti Ààrẹọlá Fatima Lawal tó ń ṣojú ẹkùn ìlà oòrùn ìpínlẹ̀ yìí léde àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́ ọlọ́kan-ò-jọ̀kan tí iṣẹ́ ń lọ lọ́wọ́ lórí rẹ̀ àti àwọn èyí tí iṣẹ́ sì ti parí ní gbogbo tìbútòrò ìpínlẹ̀ yìí, èyí tó ṣe ìkó sínú kíkọ́ òpópónà, agbọn ètò ọ̀gbìn ní ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àjọ elétò àpapọ̀ tó ń rí sí ààbò oúnjẹ, èyí tó ní èròǹgbà láti pèsè iṣẹ́ àti ìdàgbàsókè ọrọ̀ ajé ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀, Rukayat Shitu tó ń ṣojú Owódé Onírè bákan náà kan sára lórí àlékún iye owó tó dé bá iléeṣẹ́ tó ń rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ àyíká pẹ̀lú àfikún ìpèsè ìrànwọ́ owó, àgbékalẹ̀ ọkọ̀ àkọlẹ̀ kódọ̀tí àti àwọn ohun èlò ìmọ́tótó àyíká, ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ oníta gbangba, igi gbígbìn àti àkóso omíyalé èyí tó ní yóò túbọ̀ pakún ìlera ìta gbangba àti pàápàá ìdàgbàsókè àyíká àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Àwọn ọmọ ilé aṣòfin náà bákan náà ni wọ́n tẹ́wọ́ gba ètò ìrólágbára àwọn ọ̀dọ́ àti obìnrin, ìdàgbàsókè ìgbafẹ́ àti ìfẹ́lójú ètò ọ̀gbìn èyí tí wọ́n ṣàpèjúwe àbá ìṣúná ọdún 2026 gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìdáhùn sí ìbéèrè àwọn ará ìlú. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ nígbà tó ń ka àfẹnukò abẹnugan ilé aṣòfin ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí, onímọ̀ ẹ̀rọ Yakubu Danladi Saliu wá rọ àwọn ọmọ ilé láti túbọ̀ máa gbáradì fún ìtẹ̀síwájú ìfikùnlukùn láwọn ọjọ́ tó ń bọ̀ pẹ̀lú àrídájú pé ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ló ṣe kókó. Àwọn ènìyàn agbègbè Bayagan ilé àwọn ènìyàn agbègbè Bayagan ilé ní ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ìfẹ́lódùn ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ni wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jó dàgínníyòdò látàrí ìtúsílẹ̀ ọba wọn yìí ní ọba Kamilu Salami Ojibara ẹni tó wà nínú àhámọ́ fún odidi ọjọ́ 25 gbáko lákàtà àwọn ajínigbé. Ìrántí wà wípé ọba láyé ọ̀hún ní àwọn ajínigbé gbé sá lọ lákòókò tó wà nínú oko rẹ̀ lówùúrọ̀ ọjọ́ sátidé kan. Agbẹnusọ agbègbè ọ̀hún Àyìnlá Lawal ló fọ̀rọ̀ yìí léde lákòókò tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn oníròyìn lọ́jọ́ tòní. Àyìnlá sọ di mímọ̀ wípé ọba láyé ọ̀hún ní àwọn ajínigbé tú sílẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n gba ọ̀bìtìbìtì owó àgbọ̀foríṣọ̀pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ènìyàn agbègbè ọ̀hún èyí tí wọ́n san ní ẹ̀ẹ̀mejì. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ ìgboyà wípé àwọn ajínigbé wọn kò ní ṣàkọlù sí agbègbè ọ̀hún mọ́ pẹ̀lú àmúdájú pé àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò fìgìláńtẹ́ àti ọlọ́dẹ ni wọ́n ti gbà lójúnà àti túbọ̀ máa dáàbò bo ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá àwọn ènìyàn agbègbè náà. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ó ní òun gbàgbọ́ wípé pẹ̀lú ìdàgbàsókè yìí àwọn olùgbé agbègbè náà tó ti ṣáájú na pápá bora ni kó wa yóò máa ṣẹ́rí padà sínú ìlú báyìí. Ó ṣàfikún ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ wípé ọba láyé ọ̀hún ni wọ́n ti gbé wá sílùú Ìlọrin tí ń ṣe olúùlú ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lónìí láti lè pèsè ìtọ́jú ìlera fún ní kíákíá. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọdún Kérésìmesì ti ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí ni àwọn nǹkan èlò ọbẹ̀ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní gbówó lórí. Aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí Abdulateef Owólẹ́wà tó ṣe àbẹ̀wò sí ọjà Mandate nílùú Ìlọrin tí ń ṣe olúùlú ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lórí ibi tí owó nǹkan èlò náà dúró dé. Ó mú ìjábọ̀ wá wípé ẹnìkan tó bá ìkọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí sọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ́ oníṣòwò tó tún jẹ́ alukoro fún ẹgbẹ́ àwọn tó ń ta tìmọ́ọ̀tì Nurudeen Raji jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ wípé apẹ̀rẹ̀ tìmọ́ọ̀tì kan tí wọ́n ń tà tẹ́lẹ̀ ní ẹgbẹ̀rún 25 náírà ló ti di ẹgbẹ̀rún 45 náírà báyìí nígbà tí wọ́n sì ń ta apẹ̀rẹ̀ kékeré kan tẹ́lẹ̀ ní ẹgbẹ̀rún 2 náírà tó sì ti di ẹgbẹ̀rún 3 náírà báyìí. Rájí tún ṣàfikún wípé owó àtàròdò tìmọ́ọ̀tì àti àlùbọ́sà ti gbówó lórí báyìí kò ṣẹ̀yìn owó ọkọ̀ tó wọ́n gógó nítorí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn awakọ̀ tirẹ́là ni wọ́n ti ń lọ fún ọdún kérésì tí àwọn awakọ̀ díẹ̀ tó kù sì ń fi owó kún ọjà tiwọn. Àwọn mìíràn tí wọ́n tún bá ìkọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí sọ̀rọ̀ sọ wípé àwọn nǹkan èlò tó wọ́n jẹ́ lásìkò pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọdún. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ àwọn òǹrajà tí wọ́n bá ikọ̀ ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí sọ̀rọ̀ wá rọ ìjọba láti tètè wá nǹkan ṣe sí iye owó èlò ọbẹ̀ tí kò dúró sójú kan, tí wọ́n sì ṣe àfikún wípé ní gbogbo ìgbà tí ó bá ti jẹ́ àsìkò ọdún ni àwọn òǹtajà máa ń sábà fi owó kún owó ọjà wọn, èyí tí wọ́n ní ó jẹ́ ìgúnlápá fún àwọn òǹrajà. Alága ìgbìmọ̀ àpapọ̀ tó ń rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ owó ìná àti àtúntò owó orí yìí ní Táíwò Oyèdélé ti ké sí àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí pé kí wọ́n ṣe mẹ̀dọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú mọ̀kùmọ̀kù òfin owó orí tó sì gbà wọ́n nímọ̀ràn kí wọ́n gba àwọn aṣòfin láàyè kí wọ́n parí iṣẹ́ ìwádìí wọn ṣáájú kí wọ́n tó ṣe àfẹnukò ọ̀rọ̀ wọn. Oyèdélé ló pè ìpè yìí lónìí lákòókò tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń jà ràn yìí wípé wọ́n ti ṣe àwọn ìyípadà kọ̀ọ̀kan nínú ìwé òfin owó orí ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. Ó sọ di mímọ̀ wípé irú ọ̀rọ̀ báyìí láì ní ẹ̀rí tó dájú ló kù díẹ̀ káàtó, pẹ̀lú àfikún wípé ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àpapọ̀ ilé wa nìkan ló wà ní ipò láti sọ bóyá ìyípadà dé bá òfin owó orí tàbí kò rí ìyípadà kankan. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ó wá ṣe ìkìlọ̀ fáwọn ènìyàn orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lórí ìtànká ọ̀rọ̀ tí kò lẹ́sẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ yìí tó jẹ́ òfúùtù fẹ́ẹ̀tẹ̀ àṣà tí kò nìkan, èyí tó sọ wípé ó lè da omi àlàáfíà orílẹ̀-èdè yìí rú. Ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ kò ní jù báyìí lọ fún tàṣálẹ̀ òní. Ẹ ṣeun tí ẹ ti ń bá wa bọ̀. Surakat àkú àtótónu àbòmíré.
Thank you, Hawa and Fatima, for this wonderful translation. We have come to the end of Kwara TV News tonight, which you are live from Kwara State Television Authority, along the Kwara State capital. Before we go, a quick one from the languages.
Habari ibeluzo ni wangu abunaga salus na chike labari labia sala sukwala ndo na vile gan ibe sala kizuma Kristi Fatima Mohammed kala labari
Fati go out ní ríjú báyìí lọ lórí ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ fún tàṣálẹ́ òní ẹ má gbàgbé iléeṣẹ́ ìmúmáran ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lẹ́lẹ̀ ríwò lórí StarTimes channel 113 Free TV channels 502 àti bákan náà bó ṣe ń lọ lórí Facebook àti YouTube @Kwara TV. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Hawa Dauda ló kí wa pé dada Laji Surakat.
Yes, don't forget to join Kwara TV tomorrow for all our blind or programs for you for the Christmas celebration. And thank you for watching us, for joining us on Kwara TV News tonight, which is live from Kwara State Television Authority at Pateakuba, along the Kwara State capital. You can always join Kwara TV on StarTime channel 113 and Free TV channel 502. You can always be with us on our YouTube and Facebook channels at Kwara TV. I am Zachariah Surakat. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance.
May every move you make this festive season radiate with joy.
Glow Unlimited.